Just relax, close your eyes, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Namo Namah Ganganapat Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome to our weekly online satsang. Satsang being a Sanskrit word that literally means community of truth. But wherever two or more people on the path of awakening and the flowering of the heart come together to share their journeys, their space, their presence, we have a satsang. And we strengthen one another exponentially in sharing our journeys together. So we could just call satsang spiritual community. It's an essential part of our journey to come together and share with others our victories and our struggles, to strengthen one another, to share our insights, to share the depth of interior silence and inner peace that's building in each one of us. And when we come together and join our spirits like this, it deepens beyond words. So thank you for being here. It's so crucial at this time that we shift from a global civilization rooted in competition, conflict, and war into a new earth, a new global civilization rooted in cooperation, harmony, and peace. And that will only happen by the awakening and the flowering of the human heart. I say the heart, not 8 billion hearts, because actually we're each of us expressions of one being, one love, one heart. And when enough of us individually awaken to oneness, the collective consciousness of humanity itself will shift. And we'll see that change that we've been longing for, that we're seeing in ourselves, we're seeing in our own spiritual communities. We long to see it ripple out and shift the entire collective consciousness of humanity. That's what we're working for. Glad you're here. We share throughout these satsangs something we call the Flowering Heart Blessing. It's a direct transmission of awakened divine consciousness and presence, grace and love. It brings healing, release from suffering, and most importantly, catalyzes the process of flowering and awakening into oneness with Source, with each other, and with all that exists. That blessing you're soaking in right now. We're all just soaking in it. So drink it up and invite the divine to pour the blessing through you to everyone else who's participating with us tonight and everyone who will ever view this video recording in the future. For the transmission, the Flowering Heart Blessing is spirit, and spirit knows no separation of time or space. It's always here, it's always now. So if you're watching this video 10 years from when it was originally made, you'd be feeling and experiencing the same presence that we are here tonight. So join us, please, in inviting the divine to pour the blessing through you for everyone who's here and everyone that will view this in the future. And you know, when you do that, as that blessing of grace is flowing through you, it transforms you as it passes through you. It's truly a case where it's more blessed to give than to receive. So we invite that. I don't think we have any other announcements.
No.
No, I don't think so, which is kind of nice. So,
we are coming to an end, I don't know when, but in the next few weeks, of our book club with Peace Pilgrim. And so we're looking for ideas for maybe the next book. So if there's something you've been interested in and would like to take a deeper dive with a group of people, it's been a very beautiful, intimate group. We're sharing life stories and reflections on what we're reading and experiences, and it's been a really beautiful process.
The focus is specifically contemplative spirituality, meditation, contemplation, interfaith. And after we discuss the book that we're in, we spend about 30 minutes together doing a centering meditation that's interfaith and focuses on the divine within. So if you feel drawn to that, please join us. We've been considering suggestions, Rumi, the essential Rumi, the Tao Te Ching, There's another lovely book focusing on Thomas Keating called World Without End, which we're considering as well. But we're open. We don't want to get involved in anything
Too heady
or academic or controversial, or it's not about doctrine. It's about inspiration that will invite us to dive deeper into resting in the presence, diving into oneness with the God within, with the inner divine. So you can read more about it and get sort of a sense of it if you go to our website, floweringheart.org. There's a list of buttons, and up toward the top on the left of the home page, it mentions centering and book club. If you click there, it gives you a richer description, I think, of what we're doing. On every Sunday afternoon, it's in person here, but it's also on Zoom. So you can join us at anywhere in the world, and we would love to have you. Okay, Sandra sends abrazos desde Uruguay. Always love that, since a bunch of our family members are from Uruguay. Robert Reister, my dear old friend, my best friend when I was like 5 years old. We're the only ones left, so we're practically each other's best friends again. Anyway, he says, good evening, y'all. So that kind of locates y'all where you're from. Yeah, okay. We like to open it to question. Oh, before I forget, if you're on Facebook Live, give us a heart or a thumbs up or an emoji that addresses how you feel. And we go in at the end and see your names, and we send special blessings and hugs to you. And I look in the days from one Monday to the next to see who's watching in between Mondays, because many, many more times people watch it between one Monday and the next because it fits their time and location. But please give us a like or a love. If you're on Vimeo, you can just write your name in the chat and say, hi, it's me. If you use a stage name or a screen name, we'll send you a love and blessing, but we'd like to know who you are. So if you just write your name in there and say, hi, I was here, we'd love it. So at this point, we open it to questions and answers on the spiritual journey. Whatever you've been pondering, puzzling over, would like more clarity, inspiration, light. If you share your question about what you're pondering within yourself in your own journey, or things that you're encountering in your practice of meditation or prayer, or some experiences you are having or aren't having, we would love to be able to share inspiration and guidance with you. To give you some time to think about that, I take quotes and these little articles each week from a website called inspiringquotes.com. And there's a group of authors that write inspired, timely little articles and then share quotes from influential people throughout history that shed light on those topics. Tonight's subject is 12 inspiring quotes from indigenous leaders. And this contribution is from Ora Lolita Chavez, a women's rights activist and member of the Council of Quiche peoples in Guatemala. She is a prominent global leader in the struggle to preserve natural resources. So let's see what she has to say about indigenous leadership. According to the United Nations, there are currently more than 370 million indigenous people spread across 70 countries worldwide. In total, they belong to some 5,000 different indigenous groups and speak more than 4,000 languages. Many of these groups have distinct social, economic, and political systems, as well as distinct culture and beliefs. Sadly, They are often marginalized or directly threatened by more dominant powers in society, despite having been the original inhabitants of the land they occupy. Indigenous peoples often have a strong attachment, understanding, and respect for their native lands, be it the Great Plains of the United States, the Canadian prairies, or the Amazon rainforest. This connection is frequently apparent in the wise words of Indigenous leaders, both past and present. Today, with many Indigenous communities on the front lines of the battle to protect our natural world, this wisdom is perhaps more important than ever. The following quotes span the centuries and the globe, from the words of famous Native American chiefs to the current leaders of Indigenous peoples still struggling to protect their lands, their heritage, and the planet. So here we go. Abuse no one and no thing, for abuse turns the wise ones to fools and robs the spirit of its vision. Chief Tecumseh. Chief Tecumseh of the Shawnee tried to unite several Native American tribes before his death in the War of 1812. This we know: the earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. All things are connected, like the blood that unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. Chief Seattle. Chief Seattle of the Duwamish and Squamish is the namesake of the city of Seattle, Washington. When a tree grows, be it ever so strong and large, it rots away gradually and down it goes at last. But through time, another young tree shoots forth from there, and as it grows, it gathers beauty and strength. Chief Pegui of the Saulteaux, Canada. Pegui initially helped European settlers, saving some from starvation, but became increasingly concerned about illegal settlement on tribal lands. The earth is the mother of all people, and all people should have equal rights upon it. You might as well expect all rivers to run backward, as that any man who was born a free man should be contented, penned up, and denied liberty to go where he pleases. Chief Joseph of the Walamwatkane, or the Wallowa Band of Nez Perce, who led his people through a tumultuous period of forced removal from their ancestral lands by the United States federal government. The American Indian is of the soil. Whether it be the region of forests, plains, pueblos, or mesas, he fits into the landscape. For the hand that fashioned the continent also fashioned the man for his surroundings. He once grew as naturally as the wild sunflowers. He belongs just as the buffalo belonged. Chief Luther Standing Bear of the Oglala Sioux. He was an author, philosopher, and actor who fought to preserve his heritage. Love is something you and I must have. We must have it because our spirit feeds upon it. We must have it because without it we become weak and faint. Without love, our self-esteem weakens. Without it, our courage fails. Without love, we can no longer look out confidently at the world. Chief Dan George of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation of Canada was an actor, musician, poet, and author. Forgive me butchering these words. Every week when I read quotes, I am butchering somebody's name in some language that I don't know how to pronounce correctly. I'm doing my best. Even though you and I are in different boats, you in your boat and we in our canoe, we share the same river of life. What befalls me befalls you. Oren Lyons is the Onondaga Nation chief and member of the Indigenous Peoples of the Human Rights Commission of the United Nations. I like this one. Cows run away from the storm while the buffalo charges toward it and gets through it quicker. Whenever I'm confronted with a tough challenge, I do not prolong the torment. I become the buffalo. Wilma Mankiller. Wilma Mankiller was an American Cherokee activist and social worker who became the first woman elected as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. It is the early morning in the Amazon, just before first light, a time that is meant for us to share our dreams, our most potent thoughts. And so I say to all of you, the earth does not expect you to save her. She expects you to respect her. And we, as Indigenous peoples, expect the same. Nimante Nenkimo, a Wayorani leader of the Ecuadorian Amazon. In 2020, she was the only Indigenous woman on the Time 100 list of the 100 most influential people in the world. The struggle, like life itself, should be joyous. Miriam Miranda of the Garifuna community of Honduras bravely continues her fight for human and environmental rights today, despite facing numerous hardships. Stand up for what you believe. Just having that strong determination can make other people join you in your struggle. Sylvia Carrera, the Cacique General of the Ngoble, Bugle, Comarca, Indigenous Territory of West Panama, known for her ongoing battle against mineral mining. And I am not laughing at the name, I am laughing at my utter inability to say it straight. I do apologize. We get a lot of strength from many principles, including reciprocity. You are me, and I am you. And that gives us strength as women, and this connection with life and the web we have among each other. Ora Lovita Chavez, who I said she wrote this article. Actually, she's a women's rights activist, a member of the Quiche peoples in Guatemala, and a prominent indigenous leader. This was, I knew I was mixing this up because this article and collection of quotes was supplied by Tony Donnell. We hear a lot from Tony. He's an English writer of fiction and nonfiction living on the edge of the Amazonian jungle. It would have been inappropriate if it wasn't Tony sharing all of that. Thank you once again, Tony. trying to find out where he lives. I mean, the Amazon's big.
It is big.
So I'm wondering if he's, in Ecuador, or Peru, or Brazil, Colombia. All those places touch on Venezuela, Paraguay. Yeah.
Paraguay's too far south.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's got
It's
mountains.
on top of Uruguay.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what do we know? It's been too many years since we were in Sudamerica, and Suzanne and I both love it.
I was thinking of Guyana, in French Guyana.
So, let's see. No questions. It's going to be a short evening. It's not too late. If you've got any challenging questions about spirituality, please share with us. We would love it. Checking over on Vimeo. Vimeo is quiet. We got a lot of hearts. Love that. Love you guys back. Oh, Suzanne Walker.
Oh, hi.
Hi to all of you. We haven't connected in a long time. Love you very much.
Yeah.
Give Buzz a big hug for us too. Think about you guys actually often. And every once in a while I'll stalk you on Facebook and pull up a picture. You look great. Okay, well Sarah writes, how are both of you?
Good.
Yeah, we're good. And Robert Reister writes, not necessarily. Not necessarily what? Really love to know. Michael Christopher writes, what's the difference in intuition and fear when it comes to following your gut? And Rob, that's right. Happy birthday, belated. Sorry, my friend. He just turned 72.
Happy birthday.
Just a little one up. Just a little one up. In fact, literally one up. Okay. The difference between intuition and fear when it comes to following your gut. Well, intuition is generally a faculty of the spirit within us. Intuition is a knowing, just a knowing, an inward knowing that doesn't come from intellectual reasoning or sense perception. Although intuition can work with your intellect, intuition can work with your heart. Intuition can work with your gut too. But often, when you're following your gut, it's a much more primal, instinctive connection to earth and to the sensory world. I mean, following your gut is like second chakra, or in Qigong, no, it would be second chakra.
It's third
Second chakra.
Oh.
Gut, Dantian.
I think of following my gut would be third chakra.
Well, okay, that's power and control. But second chakra has to do with connection, sensitivity, feeling. And so it's involved in those gut feelings. When something hits I shouldn't go around that next corner. There's something waiting there that wouldn't be good for me. That can be a mixture of sort of intuition and instinct. But when you're following your gut, it's more like instinct. And yes, and it could be second and third chakra working together. In fact, all of the first three chakras. But and Michael and I work, we do Qigong and Taoist meditation. And the first step in a lot of shamanic paths is to dive from your mind, not so much into your heart, but into your gut. To get out of your mind and into sensory connection with the reality of the present moment and what's going on. And that enables you to feel many things that would give you guidance to what to be drawn to, what to avoid. The ancient sages in China discovered the herbs that became the whole compendium of Chinese herbal medicine. A lot of it thousands of years ago. They just walked through nature and they could feel the energy of the plants and the trees. And they could feel that the energy coming from certain herbs strengthened certain things in their body. And they could just feel that. Is that intuition? Well, intuition is working through that. But fear, your question was, what's the difference between intuition and fear? Fear is the emotion we register when we're running away from something. When we feel endangered. Intuition is generally free of emotion. Intuition is a spiritual knowing. And it's usually associated with the heart or the sixth chakra, the third eye. When the mind becomes clear and calm, there's a knowing that the sixth chakra connects with, which is pure spiritual wisdom and intuition. So it's like, am I following my gut or am I following my pure spiritual intuition? Well, why not both? But do you want to add to that?
Well, I just think that fear comes in when we're overthinking things and when we're in our minds and we're not connecting with our higher self or a higher power. And that brings in confusion and fear of the unknown or fear of being hurt, or there's so many reasons for fear.
Which could be intellectual too, not
Right.
just gut feelings.
Right.
Right.
So if there's fear involved, then I would normally say that's not intuition or a gut instinct. The more that we can get into that place of love and seeing things as an opportunity and tuning into that wisdom that comes from within, then our intuition gets stronger and our gut instincts get stronger. And we're not making decisions based on the false self.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've heard people say that they felt not to get on some public transportation. Right. And they were glad they didn't because there was an accident and the thing crashed. That sounds very much like a direct intuition. There probably wasn't a gripping fear, I shouldn't get on that bus or fly on that plane.
It's just a knowing.
It's a knowing. Whereas when there's fear, there's often adrenaline. And there's a feeling of energy in the physical body, like from the kidneys down. Or like Suzanne said, from the solar plexus, the third chakra down, there's this anxiety, nervousness, agitation. I used to feel it when violent, controlling people with an agenda to control. There are some people that just, their thing is power. They want power and control. And when those people would walk in the room, I'd feel it in my gut, and in the upper gut, like in my solar plexus. And they would have this energy. And that wasn't intuition. It was just, you could feel that raw force that was coming out of them to sort of pull everything into their orbit and try to control it.
Yeah, our son went on a 60-mile bike ride today. He's so Spartan. 91 degrees and he got a flat tire about 20 miles away from here, and I was driving up a pretty major road. It wasn't a highway or interstate, but I started feeling shaky and I felt this fear come up inside of me, and I just breathed into it, and it was like, okay, so that just shows me, so maybe fear can come in if you recognize it and translate it to, okay, let's take this as a warning that I need to slow down and take my time and just be extra aware. About 5 miles up the road, there was an accident. And so it's like I knew it was coming before I even got to it, and the traffic hadn't really gotten backed up yet. So, yeah, I mean, there can be that, but you could take that fear out of your head and just say, okay, let's just pay attention to that, come back into a place of peace, and then go forward and make appropriate decisions.
It's love that dissolves fear.
Yeah.
And but just the light brush on the surface is that fear is emotional, and intuition is a direct knowing and consciousness that isn't an emotion at all, something more profound than that.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. Wow. Rob's making me feel old. But congratulations, we've made it this far. And I don't know about you, but I'm not done. At least that's what my intuition tells me. So, okay, any more questions? We could take another one if you got it. Well, Rob writes, I'm happier now at 72 than at 42. Not smarter, though.
Well, that is smarter to be happier.
Yeah, that's quite a...
To be able to slip into a peace. I've been watching a show on a channel, not important, but it's about older characters, and it's like sometimes I see these actors and actresses like with so much plastic surgery, it's almost difficult to recognize their face and who they are. And then I see other ones that are aging gracefully into, you know, their elder years, their wisdom years. And I find it very refreshing when I see that, because there's so much beauty in growing older. I mean, we've got more wisdom, hopefully, and we've got more, I think for me personally, I'm not going to generalize, but I have more patience and more wisdom and more discernment and clarity and peace than I ever did when I was younger, because I was just running around being so active. But, you know, this is kind of a time to just slow down a little bit, and not that we're not doing a lot of stuff, but I mean slowing down internally and just reflecting on life. And yeah, I find it to be a delightfully refreshing time.
Well, yeah, the longer we live, the more we learn to let go of the stuff that made us miserable.
Yeah.
But there's a lyric I just love from one of Jimmy Buffett's songs where he says, I'm growing old, not up.
Older, but not up. Yeah.
I'm growing older, but not up. And a really good spiritual friend said it should be the other way around. I'm growing up, not older. So, but the fact is, we're growing older, but we can still be children within and have that simplicity and that childlike nature. And that's what Jimmy was talking about. And often it's easier as you reach those golden years to rediscover your inner child and let it enjoy life again. We took things way too seriously in the middle of the road oftentimes. Ekaterina says, how to be happy at 72? Well, you got to get there first, Ekaterina. So you're way too young for me to explain what it's like. But yeah, I mean, basically the art of living has been defined by some great teachers as learning the art of letting go. And I think the flip side too of learning to hold fast to what is really important, what's really essential, like the present moment and those we love. That's what's essential. And you want to be happy at 72? let go of everything that's making you miserable at your ripe young age. And master that art of letting go, letting go, letting go. Most of us live a substantial amount of our time reflecting on the past and pondering what's going to happen in the future and how we're going to deal with it. And every bit of energy we put into reflecting on the past or the future takes us out of the present moment, which is the only reality that there is.
I think for me too, it's just letting go of things that seemed so important before and so critical, and the diminishing of the ego so that it's not in control and telling us we have to be this way, we have to be that way, becoming more heart-centered. It's like easier to let go of those thoughts, those worries, those preoccupations, and just flow with, like Michael said, what is in the present moment, and actually really be present instead of distracted by the past or the future. About 10 years ago, when we first started doing the flowering heart blessing, we started going to the beach, and we started going to concert. Okay, can I?
Well, yeah, but it's about what we were just talking
Me too.
about, and then you can run with it.
Okay.
But Rob just said that Jimmy Buffett is a saint.
Yes, Jimmy Buffett is a saint.
And his response to
And a great
Ekaterina
poet.
is timely. He said, I have more love now than at 42.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
That's
it.
the treasure. Now go ahead.
It is. When we started giving the flowering heart blessing, before the group we were working with, we were both working like 70 hours a week and hardly ever went any place else besides our computer and the phone and teaching, and it was very, very full. And I don't think the whole time that I had lived in Florida, I moved here in 2000, and I don't think that I had ever been to a concert on the beach before with fireworks afterwards, and just going out and seeing different things. And we would create our courses down on the beach and take walks and watch the sunset. And it really impacted me. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a life outside of all of this hecticness that we were living in, desperately trying to save humanity. It's like, but I realized that for me, I hadn't been taking enough time for my own inner reflection and to enjoy life and time and space. And so that's been a really, really big shift the last 10 years for my life. And it's helped me to slow down, and it's helped me to appreciate the present moment and be more present for other people that might just need a smile or need some help with something, or I'm much more present than I was before.
Yep. Rob wrote, I have let my past go, but my dreams don't. And there's this process we call the unloading of the unconscious, where the toxic material of the day and some of the toxic material of a lifetime are buried in the subconscious mind. And dreaming is one of those times where it can come up and express and be released, discharged. So there's nothing to do about it except our friend Peace Pilgrim said, forget those dreams as quick as when you wake up, just forget those. You'll know if it's a good dream, you can't forget it. And the rest is just the unloading of the mind, of the psychic realm. Meditation can facilitate that process. I think those that have a deep meditation practice may dream less and have the process of the unloading of their unconscious be a lot easier, because they're giving it time to just sit there in silence or lie there or walk there, however you meditate, and just let it all come up and let it go. Ekaterina said, well, I'm a little afraid of not finding good roles as I'm getting older. See, you're gazing into the future. Ekaterina is a well-known actress in Mexico, and you're going to get great roles.
You will. You're coming from your heart and you're being authentic. That's always something that's desirable. I mean, I pretty much judge a movie or a program that we're watching from by how authentic the characters are presenting the character and how much they're coming from. You can feel it. You can feel a difference if the actors are authentic and coming from their heart, no matter what role they're playing. And I would highly seek out movies or programs that have that kind of energy to it, as opposed to, just kind of fake acting. Like they're just acting. They're not really in the role, and you've got that beautiful capacity. So stick to that.
So we'll pray you get offered more of that and less of the cheesy stuff.
Right. Which we don't know if you've done cheesy stuff or not. But
well, I've lived in Mexico, and the TV there is multi-layered.
Yes.
Just like here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rob writes, I love you too, we should talk. Yes, love you too, and let us talk. Okay, it's time now, though, to close our eyes and just open your heart and invoke the divine presence who dwells in you. We've been reading a book together lately where the writer keeps saying, you are a drop of the ocean of God. And it always reminds me of the prophet and poet Rumi, great Sufi mystic, who said, you are not a drop of the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. And that's the mystery of this. The entire Godhead dwells in you and in me, in each of us, fully present. And it loves you unconditionally exactly as you are. So just begin to soak up the love that's pouring out in you and pouring out to you from the divine. It wants to melt your suffering and draw you to the deepest union with love and light. Just let go. And let the God within draw you into its arms and bring you home. When you welcome the divine presence within your heart, it begins to shine from the center of your being out through all the layers, through your spirit, through your soul, through your body, through your relationships, dissolving darkness, dissolving the veils of illusion, flooding you with light and life and healing and peace. This presence already knows everything about you, everything there will ever be to know about you. It knows what you need. So you can just relax right now and receive the grace pouring out to you. Soak it up. Breathe it in. anxiety, just let it go to the divine presence right now. And drink in the peace and the light of divine love. Let us expand our view now to imagine that we're sitting in a circle together with our eyes closed. Lift up your hands with your palms open, turned forward. Let us invite the presence to pour through you and me and through all of us to each other. It's flowing through you to all the others in the circle and flowing back to you from the divine source through all of them. Let's make the circle even bigger. Imagine the planet Earth, the translucent, blue, living planet in the center of our circle. And let us hold a strong intention and invite the divine to pour through our intentions, our prayers, grace to the heart of humanity, to melt fear and supplant it with love. To melt from the human heart, all 8 billion of us, hatred, violence, let it be washed away by the divine presence and life and light flowing through us and from the divine itself. To bring peace, genuine inner peace to the hearts of humanity. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now you can relax and rest your hands somewhere in your lap. When you're ready, open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me. Dive into the light meditation. In this meditation, Suzanne and I are flooded with oceans of light, love, grace for you. It pours through every fiber of our being to you, especially through our eyes, the windows of the soul. So just keep gazing at least one of our eyes and receive the light streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into and brighter looking. keep meditating as long as it feels good to you. Also, you can find a place to lie down nearby in Shavasana. That's the simplest yoga pose I'm aware of. You just lie comfortably on your back with your eyes closed, your arms loosely at your sides with the palms open, turned upward, and just dissolve with gratitude in the presence. We love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Till we meet again, know that the divine within us beholds the divine within you, and we bow to you. Namaste.